Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Paladins EU Champion Circuit Week 1. The road to Hi-Rez Expo begins now, and no better company to be with on this day. My man Hi-Rez Prettier is here. My name is Rain Day, and we'll be your casters taking you through this wonderful journey. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we're really excited.
Yeah, these teams have put in a lot of work to get here. This has been a long process here. They had to go through the summer circuit. They had to go through our fall qualifiers, and this is the best of the best. They are here. They're better than the rest, and they're ready to get into it.
I love it. You even put the rhyme in there. That's beautiful.
Bars, man.
Well, speaking of who's in here, let's take a look at who is actually in the champion circuit, and we'll go to the schedule now to see which teams made it. It's actually, for the EU side, Burrito qualified first, as well as D69. They actually ended up in third because of some technicalities, but then we have Team Viral and Kings of the North. It doesn't really matter how you got here. It's the fact that you get here now, and all these teams are going to be squaring off against each other in some way or another.
That's right. Burrito will be up first here with the doubleheader against Team Viral there, and then they will play Kings of the North in the second match. Then Kings of the North have the doubleheader of their own, and they will end things out against District 69.
And so one of the interesting things we've been bringing up and that we haven't seen yet, of course, in the competitive side of Paladins is the new introduction of not only draft picking champions, but draft picking maps and being able to choose which maps they want to play on. So it looks like today Team Viral has elected to ban Fishing Village and Burrito has elected to ban the Frozen Guard, whereas Team Viral then wanted to play first on Jaguar Falls, and then Team Burrito has actually selected to play on Serpent Beach next. I'm sure if you're not familiar with those map names, you will as we continue to get into the Paladins esports scene, but those are going to be our first two maps for the day, and the loser will actually end up being able to pick the map after the game too.
That is correct. So we will always know the first two maps going into the series, and then after those maps, it will be loser's pick moving forward. But with all things said and done, we are ready to get into game one here of Burrito versus Team Viral.
Absolutely, and as we jump in here, spectating Unbelievable, let's introduce the teams. On your left-hand side, we are going to have Team Viral. That's KROADER on Androxus, Kamyker on the Cassie. Unbelievable will be on his Fernando, a Masters Fernando. skillganon will be on Buck, and Smutney 1221 will be on the Grok.
That's right, and their opponents today will, of course, be Burrito on the right side of your spectator right, fighting out of the red corner. Laizy will be on Eevee. Bird will be on that new improved healer. Ying, SunCommander on Victor. Spunkki on Drogos, and Thiel on Makoa. Now, the first thing we noticed right out of the gate, they have gone straight into Haven. 5 Havens for Burrito.
Now, tell me about this. Nick Haven obviously allowing you to get some damage reduction, 10% from direct attacks.
5,
so champions
4,
who do not have direct
3,
attacks will
2,
not get that reduction
1.
against them.
The
But
battle
a
has
5-man Haven,
begun.
is this card that strong?
That is correct. So KROADER on that Andro, they have 4 out of 5 of their teammates are going to be direct damage. So this is ridiculous.
Gracias for the
They're
healing.
going for it here. The initial encounter does take place. Thiel looks to be wrapping around on the right-hand side, however, and trying to find himself
dare
a little
you.
bit of trouble, though.
Man.
They find themselves caught in the corner, and now Grokstone is going to heal up Androxus and Fernando.
They're taking it slow, dude.
Very
Look
slow.
at this.
This
Like,
is patience.
Burrito is a confident team, and they are like, both teams are creeping up to this point. This is the champion circuit,
Oh
baby.
my gosh, it seems like both teams have realized that the stakes are higher and they need to play that way. The Ying over there with the healing. Buck still getting not playing his aggressive role as we've seen.
Enemy
She
has
won't be able to
drawn
break
up
out of that
first
ice
blood.
box. She's going to take a little bit of damage. The delay isn't enough to keep her alive. And now
Enemy
Squadron
killing
falls
spree.
at the hands of KROADER with the double kill. skillganon following up onto the Ying, trying to remove the healing, but she's disappearing. And he's looking, where'd she go? Where's Bay?
KROADER just absolutely pinning people to the wall right now. They have found 3 kills in that fight. Cassie found 1 there. So that was a very, very favorable trades for them.
And now it looks like just the side of Team Viral have been able to find themselves absolutely in control thus far and moving forward into capturing this objective very quickly. And a nice damage coming out from Kamyker, just deleting the Victor. There's just no response. I feel like this slow pace has not worked the way Burrito intended.
Yeah, this is not what we're used to seeing. Team Viral coming out swinging right now. This is a newly acquired team. They used to be known as Return to Base, I believe, picked up now by Team Viral, but they are really turning the heat up on against Burrito.
And Kamyker here is just finding himself still
Escort
on a
the
7
payload.
streak, 3-0
Stop
and
the
4.
payload.
There have been almost 0 deaths on the side of Team Viral, and this is just looking better than I think they could have even expected.
And so it will be that first point going over to Team Viral. This is not what I expected to see. Laizy does manage to weave his way in there, picking up a kill onto Kamyker, going to be able to take out some of the steam of this push.
And now KROADER showcasing his skills against the Eevee. She can't ice block. She can't blink out an ice block. And he's going to shut down the Winter Witch. And now Unbelievable's chasing down SunCommander. But KROADER's right in behind. A nice shield to block any incoming projectiles. He's going to get up into the air. The accursed arm comes down. Looking for one. Takes down one. Looking for a second. Bird gets the worst of that trade. And now it's also spunkki who's getting the worst end as well. He's just getting taken down. KROADER finally, after that masterpiece of a performance, gets slowed down and goes back to base.
Burrito looking a little shaky here in their champion circuit debut right now. Viral is rolling with this push. They're coming up on halfway through the entire push here with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining now. They do have 1 point, as you can see, on the score, but if they are able to convert this, they will go up 2-0 over Burrito. That would be very, very bad for them.
Now there's a Dragon Punch. It looks like skillganon's avoided that, however, and it looks like nobody has taken the fall from it. A nice leap there by skillganon. He's going to reload, though. He's going to turn around. That Eevee was almost dead. I'm not sure why that decision was made. Maybe he didn't want to waste the time waiting for that ice block to end.
That's right. Burrito will take this advantage, though. They will push forward. All of the members of Team Viral are low right now. spunkki is going to get a double kill. Going to be able to pick up a third there onto Smutney right now. And Laizy is just doing what he does best. But this is a recently nerfed champion. Eevee.
Yes.
Let's
talk about it.
Yeah, this was one of the talking points for us. We talked about this so much. It was so strong. The main change here was that you used to be able to blink while ice blocked, while immune. You used to be able to get out of the fight. That is not the case anymore. If you put yourself in a bad spot with that ice block, it will not save you anymore.
Well, now it's much more of a poke process. We're seeing Laizy blink in, blink out, wormhole in to just get one shot and jump back in, not being very effective because it just seems like Kamyker and squad are aware of it. It's an old game at this point, and now Eevee, although she's been somebody that we've seen fall off a lot in play, Laizy picks him up and is still not being very effective, so maybe that fall off was really warranted here. Maybe she's just not able to do things.
Coming in, trying to stall things out for her team right now with that Blizzard ultimate. 4 seconds remain. They will push this one into overtime. Burrito do not have the man advantage here.
Kamyker aiming like an aimbot on that. Did you see that tracking? That is a hard champion to track, and Kamyker did it with ease. The Hunter's daughter just showing why she's a hunter in the first place. The disengage could come through, but Bird's going to steal the glory there. The Ying's going to take him out, and now looks like Thiel just secured his own death there, pulling Unbelievable close enough to him. This is a Masters Fernando. He knows what he's doing, and he is ready to hold this payload and wait for his team to get back into the action. Kamyker looking to get herself back with that vampire skin.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though. He cannot hold it for much longer. Yes, and the defense will hold. The defense is successful now. Burrito will hold. They get a point for this defense. That is worth noting. So it is all tied up at this point. You get a point for capturing, and you get a point for defending, unless the game would be won off of that defense. You cannot win and cannot get that capture point off of the defense.
Absolutely. And now looking into the burn cards, all we're seeing, Nick, is the adjustments from being a single haven to a double haven, right? They're taking that item just a little bit farther. Again, we're talking about what items are surprising, what are interesting, what's in the meta. Haven is clearly a staple pick for Burrito. They believe in this card more so than anything else, and apparently a little bit of cauterized.
Once again, this will reduce the damage from direct attacks by now 20% at level 2. Direct attacks are going to be things like Cassie arrows, like Androxus bullets, like buckshot, like the Grok lightning staff. Even the only area damage is coming out of Fernando, and it's not that scary, so they are just going all in with Haven.
And now Thiel, the Makoa, just hasn't had the impact that he's wanted in this game so far, pulling full health Fernando's to himself when he's barely at any health, looking to peel for his team, but then just dying in the process. It hasn't been the most effective Makoa play yet, and I know Thiel wants to get himself back into the rhythm here. I think the entire team of Burrito is looking to find their rhythm again, and maybe they found it as they seem to be moving this capture point above 50 points and taking more control of this game with a more aggressive push.
Absolutely. They have great positioning on these Ying clones right now to kind of zone out, absorb some shots and some projectiles while still getting out that healing right now, and they have total favorable positioning right now. It's going to be up to Viral to try and just flop in here and try and stop this capture.
How do they push into this, though, Nick? That's what I want to know, because you've got Unbelievable, you've got the shield with Fernando, and that could be very good, but is it just simply Fernando walking into the point, or do they have to have some serious coordination here?
It's definitely a combination effort. We have to use Buck's ability to dive into the backline to and get some disruption, get some focus off of that front line to create space for Fernando to get into this point.
And it looks like they haven't been able to have the pressure onto those champions. Again, Drogos with that flight, just the ability for him
Wow, look at
to
that
be
distance.
so mobile. It's hard, even for a mobile character like Buck, a champion who can, yes, get to very high distances, but for brief periods of time, to face off against the hovering dragon that is Drogos.
Yeah, and it is this Propel card that is allowing him to do this. What this does for Spunkki on this Drogos right now, it's going to give him a bunch of forward momentum when he throws. He is running Propel 4, and so he is able to cover insane amount of ground here. But he will be charging up that Dragon Punch.
Here it comes. He's looking for one. He's going to circle around, see if he can find his target.
Nice.
The Ghost Walk can't save Smutney. He goes down.
Oh.
Nice air shot, though, but he's immune for some reason. KROADER, he's still going to go down, and now all is looking well for the boys of Burrito. The push is continuing. Unbelivable is not believing the fact that he's almost dead here, but he does stay alive. That was just an unbelievable feat in itself, but he seems like he's went around the wrong side, and no one has been able to get a hand on this dragon at all.
That's right, a nice double tap through the porthole there. Spunky's able to pick up Unbelievable. They're just splitting up Viral. Viral is shattered right now. Their defense is not holding right now. They are just inches away from converting. They will go up 3-4. Nice hook pulling out Buck out of the air.
Unbelievable play. He just gets hit mid-air. skillganon says, let me jump into this fight. Let me do something. You know, I hit leg day yesterday for a reason, and nope, I got a Makoa saying nope, just strongly denying that. That was a nice play. Thiel heard me chatting about him, and now he's like, you know, I got to show Rain Day something.
That's right. The reason that hook was so important there, it locked Buck down. Buck would have been able to stall that point long enough for Viral to respawn and come back out and maybe stall that push. As a result of that hook, they are able to convert that and take the extra point, going up now 3-1 in favor of Burrito. So they are really coming back into their own.
Now, one of the things I'm noticing here, Nick, is master riding on Buck. How do you feel about that, and what do you think he's going for in his mentality when picking this champ? This card.
So what master riding does is it allows you to be faster on your horse, 20% faster mount speed. And so Buck is really positioning intensive. It will allow him to get that extra jump out of the gate to be able to get to this backline and be places first.
Right, and here's Thiel going into the Ancient Rage. Makoa looking angry, and that turtle pulls down the Fernando. He says, you want to come to me this time, big boy? I got something for you, and it's in the form of a big anchor. Now he's going to take down another SunCommander with the kill on the KROADER, and this turtle and this dragon have it out for the boys of Team Viral. This is an annihilation. What a turnaround by Burrito. The tides have changed. Everything has shifted here, and things are going well.
Chilling. Yeah, SunCommander unpressured there, uncontested, just shredding through targets. Triple kill for him. And Ying and Eevee don't even have to put any pressure out. They're just sitting on the point capping it.
They're just having fun. That's what they wanted. That's the game. Immediately, all of a sudden, we just see the initial just kind of, I think, lack of awareness, lack of an identity come for Burrito at the beginning of the game. And then all of a sudden, we see them make this huge shift. They start focusing on the right targets. Thiel gets into his rhythm, hits some huge picks. Kamyker starts hitting a couple of shots. KROADER goes in heavy, and it's then just a matter of time before Burrito gets into their rhythm. And after such a poor start, to be able to turn things around, this team is looking extremely strong. Taking a look at the damage, you see here coming out, all of the numbers are very strong on the side of Burrito. And on the side of Team Viral, to me, it just looks like skillganon was not able to do enough on that Buck. 514 credits, the lowest credits in the game, 22,000 damage. Was that a good pick for you?
The Buck is an interesting pick, right? It's not something we're used to seeing, but it is coming back more into its own. As Eevee has been nerfed. Eevee was the premier dive to the back line, flank, get the pressure off of the front line in the focus. So Buck is kind of that other answer. He's always been like the B flank now, and now he's kind of like
B plus.
Yeah, B plus. He's moving up.
Right.
It's a tough pick. It's not something they're probably used to seeing, and especially now that we have the draft mode, where you're going to be forced into those B team kind of flankers and picks that aren't quite as strong. So it's very interesting to see how teams are going to be able to work alongside this new draft picking mode.
Absolutely. I mean, Bs are going to become As because you just run out of options because you have to prioritize As in other categories. You might want an A damage dealer or an A frontline, but you're not going to be able to get an A, flanker, right? If you go ahead and prioritize those two things. So decisions, things they all have to make. Obviously, that was game one taken by Burrito. Let's head into the scoreboard and actually the maps to take a look and see where we're playing next. As we mentioned earlier, it was going to be Serpent Beach, so that will be the pick by Burrito. So they won on Viral's map. Now they've got their own map, and it looks like things are just going even more so in the way of Burrito after a massive win.
That's right. So we'll see what they elect to do. If they elect to switch up the draft at all, it'll be very interesting going into this next map. This is the more practice map. These Temple Ruins variants, these are the ones the teams are most comfortable with. So it's going to come all down to strategy.
So don't go anywhere. Thanks for watching this Paladins action. Remember to enter the giveaway. We'll bring that up in just a minute, and we'll be back before you know it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the EU Paladins Champion Circuit. My name is Rainday. Joining me, Hi-Rez, pretty hair, pretty big guy. Pretty big dude. And we're getting into the second game of this first set versus Burrito and Team Viral. Burrito able to take off the first game pretty convincingly.
That's right, but they did lose the first point, which was kind of scary, and it was just really cool seeing Burrito creep up on a point.
Right.
Just like kind of peeking out like,
what's going
this
on
is Champion Circuit, boys. They were nervous. They were kind of all right.
They absolutely
They
were.
lost the first point, and it took them a minute to kind of get back into the swing of actually being Burrito again.
And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it was just they were a little scared, and because they didn't play with that confidence they normally do, they weren't as good. So we'll see if they address that. It'll be really interesting going into Game 2 if they start to address that and deal with things that same way as we head into the match here. We can take a look at the lineups and introduce the teams. There's a little bit of the emotes going on for Victor.
B for BM. So it will be, once again, of course, Viral is going to be on the left side of your spectator UI, fighting out of the blue corner. KROADER on Kinessa that time, so they have made a switch up. Kamyker got that Androxus. skillganon going to be on Grok. Smutny on Eevee this time, and Unbelievable once again on Fernando.
And Laizy on the side of Burrito will be on Cassie. Bird will be on the Drogo. SunCommander on the Victor. Thiel on the Makoa. And spunkki on Ying. So what stands out to you so far? Still seeing the Havens, but in terms of champion picks, actually in card picks, Bulldozer. We don't often see that.
Yeah, so this is going to be increased damage to player deployables. This is going to be to counter the Ying clones there. So Eevee can definitely just one-shot the Ying clones now with this card.
Absolutely. And so now we're getting into the game. It looks like there is, following along with SunCommander, the grenade pressure coming in from the side, trying to get the line of sights there, but dodging really nicely away from the Kinessa as well. But still, it does appear that Team Viral has been doing well at forcing Burrito back off the point. But a nice pull there by Thiel is going to put Unbelievable in a lot of trouble, and that's going to be the first kill on the Unbelievable by Thiel. A good start for Burrito.
Yeah, splitting up that front liner from his carries is going to be exactly what Burrito is looking to do with this hook. And another nice one is going to pick up skillganon, and SunCommander going to help clean that one up.
Well, now I feel bad saying what I said about Thiel. I mean, he was ready to play. He was ready to go, and all of a sudden he was just pulling the right targets and creating such a hard CC. One of the only hardest CCs in the game that Makoa has with that pull, just displacement.
The displacement definitely is going to be something that is very important. Not only that, but hooking Fernando is tough. That shield is big. It is very split-second windows when you're going to be available to hook that Fernando and pull him out of position. And now Laizy going to be rolling in and picking up KROADER in the back line. A little tunnel vision there.
Like it's no problem. Taking down the Kinessa and finishing off the Fernando is Thiel again, the man on our lips today. And not in that way. That might have come off. Just on the tongue. And we are talking about him. He's doing a great job. And the Kinessa just bursted before she has a chance to even get into the fight. And they're doing such a good job zoning. That is going to allow Team Burrito to clearly secure this capture point without any contest.
My God, yeah. Thiel's just running around with Laizy, providing that little personal bubble for Thiel to just fight, or Laizy to just fight out of, excuse me. SunCommander going to pick up Unbelievable as his back was turned to him. Smutny able to answer back onto Laizy and try and get things going for Team Viral.
And a nice grenade coming out from SunCommander as well. Just playing this Victor, a champion we've seen be relatively strong in the recent meta. And obviously with this grenade build, his Grenadier kind of format where he can just clear a point so effectively, you know, I think he's still pretty strong. What do you think about Victor now? Do you think he's falling off?
I think he's coming up, and you mentioned the Grenadier build here. So what this does, every similar to Masterful with Drogos, every character enemy that he hits with that grenade will cut the cooldown of grenade by 4 seconds. So if he's hitting consistent 2 targets, this doesn't have a cooldown, and he is just spamming it onto the point.
And now Laizy trying to spam some damage as well with the bow. And you're right, just such good pressure they have from that team. You talk about the Victor as well, but they've also got the Drogos and Bird. That is just such a very good AoE pressure. So they've got a lot of pressure coming out in a large group. And Smutny trying to do something to Laizy, but still Laizy stays alive. And it's just impossible to take this guy down.
Yeah, Laizy doing a really good job bursting this Kinessa right now with the roll left click into the blast shot. That's going to do a ton of damage, nearly 1,300 there. Laizy, a character extremely familiar, extremely renowned for his Kinessa. He knows the ins and outs of this character.
Right.
That means he knows how to counter it.
That's right. He knows the weaknesses better than anybody. And so he's able to immediately burst the Kinessa out. And the last thing somebody wants to do when they're very low is to stand still and snipe. And he's just playing the option there. It was very smart play by Laizy, playing the wormhole option in case spunkki was blinking back, got into danger, and wanted that option to come back. And now actually Laizy gets taken down for the first time in what feels like forever.
Yeah, he was tunneling on that spawn looking for spunkki on the EV, but meanwhile his team did fall apart a little bit there, so it may have been a better decision for him to turn around and kind of support his team, but Viral going to be able to stabilize this push for now.
And spunkki able to go and clean up SunCommander as well, so this is looking like a decent hold right here. They've had a little bit of a rocky start, Team Viral, after their really good start last game. But now they've been able to pick up a couple kills, take down Laizy, take down SunCommander, and it seems like Team Viral is maybe stabilizing.
That's right, and especially with Thiel going down, this is going to be rough for the push overall. We are in overtime right now, but without Thiel, it's going to be tough for them to push over, especially now Laizy going down in the back line. SunCommander on that Victor is completely zoned out. Unbelivable doing a terrific job with this Fernando.
And he's looking for that Ying. He
God.
wants to get that healing out of there. He's got two in his line of sights. He can line up a fireball. It's going to take down one, but the Victor's going to stay alive. SunCommander with just a smidgen of health, and it looks like, oh, the game has gone into a brief stasis here, but, oh, maybe it's a pause. Teams might be pausing, trying to figure out what's going on. So as we see and take care of what that is, let's jump back into cams and talk just a little bit, just kind of how this game has been shaping up. Obviously, I think the big point was going to be Ying, right? Going into how strong she's been, how many of the pros have been saying, dang, I mean, Ying is just impossible to deal with the healing, but we haven't really seen that be, I think, the big key this match.
It's tough to see. It's not something that's readily apparent on screen.
Right.
But kind of what Ying brings to the table, it's a lot of healing. She brings nearly as much as Grok. Both of these healers have been picked up. But the thing about Grok, he drops the one stationary totem with a long cooldown, not much health. And if you take it out, that's kind of it. That's all Grok's got. Ying's illusions are much lower cooldown. They can be placed away from her so she doesn't have to put herself in a bad spot.
Right.
And like I said, they have a low cooldown. So if you focus them down, which they are planning on doing, spunkki has picked up this bulldozer to deal with it. It's just much more effective. They heal with the precision of AI. They never miss. Their range is much better than the healing totem. So Ying, all things told, is the dominant healer in the meta right now.
And you cannot, I think, overcount the fact how important that is, right? The fact that the AI heals. There is no player fault with that. And that is one of the things that Grok has to do differently. His positioning has to be almost perfect. Not only does he have to position himself and that healing, people have to stand around it, he cannot throw that totem out like a healing potion from Pip, like a clone from Ying. He's got to be there. So he might have to be in harm's way, whereas Ying can stand behind a corner, very safe. Just deploy that illusion.
So the healers are very important. We talk a lot about them. But KROADER is the in-game item counter to healing. And over time, healers become less and less effective as players buy into these level 2s, level 3s. It starts off at 30%, and they're able to increase that to 60 and then eventually to 90 when that healers fall off at that point.
Yeah.
If you've got the 90% healing reduction,
I mean,
it's curtains. And something that Ying brings to the table is still good damage.
Right.
If she's able to hit all of her left clicks, she gets her bonus damage. Double shatters do north of 1,100 damage. I mean, she provides things once she's been countered, even after the healing reduction.
And let's be real, too. I mean, in the matter, in the overall point here, and it looks like we have the game has restarted, so we'll jump back into that in just a moment. But getting clear, I mean, her ultimate goes to every single player on the team, no matter where they are, right? Yeah. And that's healing. So it's like, yes, okay, you can apply Cauterize to this guy, but to apply Cauterize to every single member of the team, it's almost impossible. So she's still going to get that healing off, whether you invest into full Tier 3 Cauterize or not.
Yeah, insane character. We're going to head back into game here in just 1 second. Now, we have come out of that pause. We are in overtime right now, so this is a tense situation, but that defense will hold. Like we mentioned, Thiel did go down there, and he was unable to hold that front line, and the teams fell apart now, so we are going to be tied up here 1-1.
Now, one of the things I want to pay attention to in this match is KROADER. He switched from Androxus. Kamyker's now on Androxus, and Kamyker's not having a great game, and neither is KROADER. He's 1-5. Now, of course, you know, he's got one of the best Kinessa players on the opposite team going after him.
That's
but
right.
how much does he need to adjust what he's doing versus just Laizy's just that good?
They're tunneling him right now, to be fair to KROADER. Laizy is going straight for him. You know, picking Kinessa against Burrito's lineup right now it's a decent pick. There is no hard dive on this Burrito comp. And so he feels like he could probably have gotten away with it, but Thiel and Burrito is just adjusting to it so well, providing Laizy with those mobile bubbles for him to play out of.
Well, I also don't know if I like this positioning that he's taking. There are some other line of sights, like on top of the left-hand building, where he might be able to affect not only the side flank here, but the point as well. He's missed several shots, and he's also very exposed to a grenade from Victor, to some blast shots by Cassie. Look at this, barrage from Victor. He's very exposed. I was just mentioning this, and so it's going to put him in a bad spot if he continues to try and just find not, I think, the most advantageous sniping positions. That's where I think he needs to adjust his gameplay ideas and just positional awareness, because that's so important in this game.
Yeah, that's correct there. If you're letting this Kinessa just kind of take control of the game, it's going to be very, very bad. You have to keep her pressured. You cannot let her go unchecked.
And they are doing a good job of doing that. Thiel just being that front line that is just showing himself to be more effective than Unbelievable's Fernando. You've got a Masters Fernando on your team, but he doesn't have that hard displacement that Makoa does. A coordinated team, being able to follow up on a Makoa anchor, it is curtains. You're right, Nick. And that is going to be what Thiel keeps doing consistently in and out every single match until somebody stops him. And so far, they have not been able to stop him as effectively as they have been doing in Game 1.
That's right. It's the Thiel and Laizy show right now. They're just moving out together. Thiel is keeping Laizy safe, and SunCommander's able to do work from the point. Ying, like we talked about, is able to deploy those illusions out, get that ranged healing from a distance, and everyone is just being effective while capturing the point. It's like they have people on the point, but they still have 5 people participating in the team fight away from the point.
Exactly, and I feel like KROADER and Kamyker, they're focusing a lot on the flanks, but if they get Makoa out of this game early on, do you think they'd have a better chance of being able to then focus on the flanks? I feel like the displacement from Makoa, as you see here on Unbelievable, is what's securing everyone's death so far.
Yeah, it's tough. He's so aware. Thiel is so tanky right now. He can just bring up that bubble shield as he moves around, and he's got Laizy protecting him on Cassie. It's so tough to break this right now. We see the BM.
But look at it, there it is again. You know, he drops him down. The Ghost Walk, and look, the barrage. They're ready to follow up. They knew that was happening. He's talking to his teammates, saying, "I'm about to get the pull. Get ready for the barrage." They're going to be CC'd, and that is something that no matter how good Fernando is, no matter how tanky he is, no matter how much that shield helps in his sustain, he is not able to displace targets like that. And with a competitive team, that follow-up is just disgusting as Smutny goes in, gets displaced as well. The wormhole's not going to save him there. Laizy takes the kill mid-air and gets a double kill off of the effects, and Thiel's just following up more, making Kamyker's day a bad one.
And they're all commanding so much attention. There is 2 Ying clones deployed this whole time that is just keeping them all alive. Viral can't allow this, but at the same time, they have to find a way to deal with it. It's just so much to deal with right now. Viral is just struggling. And there goes the hook. Is he going to get him off the map? No, he's able to charge back on. But for how long will Viral be able to hold this one?
And now it is Smutny just deleted. Evie just not being the winner which she used to be in terms of her performance and dominance in the realm. And it is showing very, very heavily here in the results for Team Viral. They have not been successful in this game thus far, and they need to change something drastically. What is that, Nick?
Yeah, it's going to have to be an answer for Thiel and Laizy running around in this dynamic duo right now. Maybe they want to look ahead to their picks and bans strategy and try and take this away from Burrito, but they have to answer something quickly. Maybe not going into so much of this direct damage. We're seeing Burrito picking up these 5 Havens both games now and getting so much mileage out of it.
Yeah, and these Havens are doing work because at this point you're talking about you're talking about the 3 main damage. Well, actually, Grok can do a decent amount of damage, but the 2 real threats, the Kinessa and the Androxus, are getting 30 to 20% less damage on their basic attacks, and that is putting them well out of 2 to 3 shot range. They're almost in 4 to 5 shot range as a result of that. And it's showing because the survivability for Laizy and other champions on the side of Burrito is shown to be very, very high.
That's right. They're just so split up. Unbelievable's on the point right now. His backliners are up on the high ground. Smutny's off. doing his own thing, but he is finding kills right now. This is exactly what they need. Smutny needs to find these opportune moments to go in and pick off these key targets. He picks off Thiel and then immediately turns his attention on to, picks off Laizy, immediately turning to Thiel and cleaning him up as well.
And there's Smutny there getting Bird down, and that's a huge deal, but there's Laizy, and this is not a fun place to be with Laizy having you in his sights. But he's going to hide up in this perch here, get a little bit of damage off. It's going to stop his out
spunkki.
of health regen, but it is going to help find the kill. And there's Thiel. I want to go on Thiel if I'm Smutny. There it is. That's the kill. KROADER does take him down. Things are looking different now for the side of Team Viral. They may have just found their rhythm.
Yeah, the difference here is Smutny found these early picks. They're able to get these respawn staggers. And the good thing that Viral is doing right now is they're not letting Burrito get back on their feet. They're continuing to find picks, not letting them get grouped up as 5 and start coming for a real take-back push.
Smutny just abusing this
Nice
ledge
high
here.
ground.
This high ground is taking high ground to a new definition here, to a new height. Yeah, exactly. And now Victor, the nice ultimate. It was a good idea, and it's going to work out for him. He's going to slow, cripple, and make sure that nobody leaves that damaging circle. But spunkki is the one that needs to be dealt with. The Ying keeping up Thiel, the Makoa, now the Drogos with that heavy damage. Not going to be able to find Smutny with the wormhole, but now Laizy's got him in his sights, and this could be GG. He's going to force to get out of there.
Laizy was able to do for Burrito what spunkki was able to do for Viral. They're finding those key picks, and now it's Burrito with the takeback. They're taking control of all the zones. Laizy needs one more shot.
Wow.
We'll find it onto Kamyker, and now they're taking back the point here, north of 80 points. Viral was so close to getting this one.
He's going for Smutny, too. He wants it. You saw him trying to get the air shots again. He misses it this time, but spunkki, it's just so much damage. Laizy is one of the best players I've seen utilize as efficiently as he is Cassie's blast shot. He is utilizing that so efficiently. It's almost coming out the exact same time that he's shooting his first, and it's literally just like 1,300 damage onto a target, and they're out of the fight. They're already done, and that's going to be the game, it looks like. That is...
The post-hit delay on Cassie's blast shot, obviously so low, it's able to come out in just this fluid motion and take you off guard, really.
Right.
And just put you at such a low point of HP where you're not really able to keep up the pressure, and you're just on the back foot from that point on.
Absolutely. And you could see just... Not only is it the fact that obviously Laizy is an excellent player, and he's someone who's very familiar with KROAD, who KROAD was playing, which is Knessa, and KROAD did not have the best game. He didn't have the worst game, but he was very targeted, and I think that just comes with the nature of picking a champion that someone else on the enemy team is a master at, knows the weaknesses and knows the strengths. But not only that, a 31-5 stat line, 88,000 damage. You know, Victor is a huge damage champion. He could probably have one of the worst games you've ever seen a Victor have and still beat everyone in the damage charts, but he gets beat by 14,000 damage by Laizy's Cassie. I mean, 31-5, a 16 streak. Laizy was absolutely the huge carry, but we cannot forget about not only Laizy being the catalyst for Burrito to win this game, but also Thiel. Thiel and Laizy together working as a unit, being able to run as a group. I thought Androx's pip was strong. Laizy showing and Thiel showing the Makoa Cassie, that is a dangerous combination.
Yeah, it's going to come down to how they're able to adjust to these comps. Maybe they want to switch up something in their draft modes. I think that's something we can mention a little bit more because this is, I believe, the first time we're seeing that draft mode actually put in place artificially in our competitive setting. So we have moved our tournament standard games to that ranked competitive format that is currently in game right now. So we are doing the draft phase where Team 1 will get first pick, Team 2 will get the next 2, and so forth and so on until we round out, and there is no mirror matching in this. And this is where the strategy comes in because you have to really think about what you want to take and what you want to take away from your opponents.
Very mobile-like. You know, a lot of these players, when they first knew about the draft, they said, wait a second, I'm not used to this in FPS. That's the point. It's a different type of...
It's a different game.
Yeah, it's a different game. And I think this is also creating some dynamics that a lot of these players, as they get developed in the champion circuit, are going to become more and more comfortable with as the games go on.
Yeah, we'll see maybe some series meta developing. But headed over to game number 3, we have that map pick available for you. Now it will be the Ice Mines. This was chosen, obviously, by Team Viral now because they were the losers. So this is what the third game map will be played on. We're going to throw you guys to a quick break screen and get that game up for you very soon.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, Paladins fans, to the EU Champion Circuit. We're here, week 1. It's the beginning, and we're in game 3. Yeah, we're in game 3 of the first set between Burrito and Team Viral. Burrito have cleaned up 2 wins thus far, and this is potentially the deciding game.
This could be the end of our first Champions Circuit series here, and we are about ready to get into game here. We'll see what they elect to switch up with their drafts, if any. This will be, once again, on that Ice Mines point of Glacier Keep.
And as we move into game, let's take a look at the squads, the lineups here going on for Team Viral. It looks like KROADER will be on the Androxus. Kamyker will be on the Cassie. Unbelivable will be toting his famous Masters Fernando. Skillganon on the Drogos, and Smutny sticking onto that Grok.
Yeah, Laizy will be on Eevee this time for Burrito. Bird will be on Ying. Thiel on McCullough. Once again, SunCommander sitting pretty on that Victor. Spunkki bringing out the Bomb King.
Now, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm a big Bomb King
It's a hype
fan.
pick. I know YouTube loves this pick.
YouTube, you're going crazy right now because Bomb King is really interesting. And this is also a card that I don't see a lot. Mad Bomber using Grumpy Bomb grants 7% movement speed for 2 seconds.
Yeah, so he is running that countdown force, so he will have a very low CDR on this Grumpy Bomb, able to keep up that movement speed all the time. It's not a ton of movement speed. It's a nice little sum for you, but it's all things told, it's not the crux of the build.
Exactly. It's a one card. You have to look at what most value do you want. Sometimes you're not really getting much, and you need a Lex to go with. Just that extra movement speed to be able to get in.
Shout out to that Twitch Prime Grumpy Bomb.
Absolutely. He's rocking that right now?
He's rocking that right now.
All right, there it is. Follow up on Twitch Prime. Get some free stuff, some free goodies. And there it is, the Androxus reversal. Could be damaging, but KROADER is looking like he's almost getting taken down. Nice play by Spunkki. And this is a Bomb King that you want to see here. It looks like he knows what he's doing. There's the countdown for helping out. His Grumpy Bomb is almost ready up again. Just a few more seconds, and he's got another one. I mean, this is an insane amount of pressure that he's bringing with this build onto the point. But not only that, just onto these small corridors, which this Ice Mines has a lot of.
Yeah, there are a lot of high ground, a lot of corridors here where Grumpy Bomb can just completely zone you out right now. And Viral has regrouped as 5, and they are looking to push in here. Thiel has returned for Burrito, and things are getting started.
I actually really love his positioning here, too, as well.
Oh,
because he's just
cheeky.
able to stay up on that ledge, and now you see Kamyker taking down Bird. But Kamyker's actually going to get the double kill onto Bird and Laizy. This is very good for Team Viral. The Cassie pick looking to be a little bit of a better look for him. SunCommander will take Unbelivable down, but Kamyker will actually get another kill. So that's 3 in a row for him, and Team Viral has retaken this point with the help of this tremendously good Cassie play.
Yeah, SunCommander will fall there. He's going to be extremely staggered from the rest of his team. This is going to buy Viral a lot of capture point progress here. We see Burrito is at 73, but Viral are quickly closing that gap already at 61.
And I really love just how we're seeing Kamyker adjust and find, these two teams, find the balance. One team is all of a sudden in the lead and just doing so well, and all of a sudden the other team, they're taking a little bit of a
this is competitive.
Yeah, they're taking their punches, they're going with them, and then they're giving them back. I love to see that from these two competitive teams, especially since we know they'll be facing up against each other over these next few weeks.
Yeah, that's right. And the fight is not gone anyone's way just yet, but Kamyker is finding himself a lot of room to work, sitting at about half health. He's getting pressured out by Bird right now, but Bird's getting so much healing. A nice disengage up into the air for the bonus damage. Will pick him up out of the air. Smutny credited for that one.
Baby, and that's the point capture for Team Viral. Kamyker is the MVP of that point. So many other teammates did such a great job, but Kamyker stayed alive that entire time. The 6th streak and being able to take down the targets again. There's Kamyker going in on this 5-in-a-row rampage. He's looking for another. The nice disengage actually from Bomb King on himself is going to get taken down by KROADER, and suddenly that countdown 4 is not looking as strong. Bird goes down as well, and Team Viral, they're going viral right now.
They're rolling right now, keeping up the pressure. This payload's already halfway, and they just captured it. They have not stepped foot off of this. KROADER might go down here. He's going to find some nice air shots with that accursed arm onto Laizy. Going to pick him up right now, keeping those spawns staggered. Nice fire spit pressure coming out from skillganon. Viral firing on all cylinders right now.
The difference right now between what has happened and what was happening as just the burst from Victor is too much for Cass. No matter how well you play, if you get with a grenade and a little bit of burst from Victor, you are going to go down as a squishy champion. So you couldn't really outplay that one. You have to outposition that one before it happens. But the difference between what was happening and what is happening, it seems like, Nick, is the fact that Thiel is not landing as many of his hooks. We haven't seen Kamyker get displaced once this entire time. He's missed it a couple times. How big of an impact do you think that's really having on the success of Team Viral right now?
It's everything. If they're allowed to sit where they want to be positioned and just do work right where they're comfortable, it's going to be huge for their team fight. Thiel now all by himself will have that Ancient Rage to keep himself alive, but Unbelivable just going to let that one go for now.
SunCommander up top getting taken down as well. Kamyker is also focused, and it seems like Burrito have shifted. They've shifted and they've said, okay, we need to get Kamyker down. We need to focus, and there's the pick. That's what I'm talking about, taking down KROADER. If Thiel can do that consistently, Nick, I see Burrito having a pretty nice hold here. They seem to have stabilized, and it looks like they're just getting back into their rhythm.
That was a great hold there from Thiel, using that Ancient Rage. Basically, what he did there was just bought so much time. He gave his team a 3v4 advantage in favor of Burrito as he was distracting 2 players. Not only distracting, but he killed them both.
Right. And that's the best type of distraction.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to waste your
The
time.
hot 1v2.
Exactly, the hot 1v2. We saw in a match highlight just for watching this. We saw a 2v5. It can happen on this exact map between Drogos and Androxus. It just depends how you work together as a team. That clever and very powerful displacement from Thiel, if he uses that correctly, following up with that 1 or 2 bombs from Spunkki, and it's GG for almost anybody.
Yeah, so we are going to head into overtime here. Viral having one last chance to push this one through here. Spunkki doing what he can. Here comes the Tempest, going to be healing up Unbelievable and taking down Smutny. In response, SunCommander up on the high ground, has Barrage available to him. Not electing to use it just yet, just shredding through Unbelievable right now, trying to stop this push.
And it looks like he may want to save that for the next point. The shield is slowly heading down, and Unbelievable, it's like a man just waiting for his fate, lying in quicksand. He knows he's going down, but it's just a matter of when.
Beautiful.
And there it is, KROADER. Not going to be able to make it in time, and that's the successful defense.
Yeah, textbook overtime
Burrito.
Execution there for Burrito right now, leaving the tank for last, just taking out all the really big threats up on the high ground. And once again, we're seeing this quintuple haven come out from Burrito here. Despite skillganon being on that Drogos this time around, they're still worried about KROADER and Kamyker putting out the hurt.
I'm really interested in, because this is what has been happening. We've been seeing Viral have these excellent first point fights,
Sure.
and then all of a sudden they get dominated. Something switches, something happens, and they don't know how to follow up. Do you think it could be a part of the fact that Haven building up the 10 to 20 to 30% resistance for every single member, it seems like, of Team Burrito, that it just gets harder and harder to, as the later stages, for them to keep in these fights?
Absolutely. When you draft a team comp that is all eggs in one basket type of comp, the later the game goes, the worse that comp is going to be, because it's going to be harder and harder countered by your opponents with that in-game item system.
And there was the Dragon Punch as well. That's a very good point. We'll have to keep a look at this. That was a very good Dragon Punch. Let's ride along with Kamyker here and see how he can do. There's the Bomb King ult. He could almost get taken down. He's going to get taken down, and that's got to hurt, because that's going to put him down to 0% in terms of his ult charge, and he's not going to be able to bring that back to this next point fight. And Kamyker in squad again with Viral looking good.
Once again, this was their map pick. Now, obviously, Burrito having to go in with a different draft almost every time here. Laizy not having quite the impact he was with Cassie as he is on Eevee in this game, so that might be something they're looking forward to going forward if they're able to lose this one, actually.
Absolutely. I do not think that Laizy has shown that his Eevee, although very, very good, is as good right now or effective as his Cassie, because his Cassie was just phenomenal.
I think it's less Laizy and more Eevee that's really not there anymore.
Yeah, because, those nerfs that hurt her, not being able to blink out of Ice Block, I mean, what does that do to a champion who's all about mobility and getting out? What did that really do to Eevee? Why is she not, able to do it now?
She can be out of position now, just like the rest of us mortal characters. And this is just such a mentality shift for Eevee players. Me being a big Eevee player myself, this is I haven't touched her really just because I haven't been able to shift my mentality away from just, I'm invincible all the time, I can do whatever the hell I want, I'm never out of position.
Exactly. And now look at this, however. Laizy's going to have to play this one right. He gets taken down
mistimed
right away. SunCommander here's trying to hold off KROADER. I almost said Hodor there.
Hodor.
Hold off KROADER. Hodor, and there it is. However, Team Viral's able to cap this one and move it forward. This is absolutely amazing to me. Team Viral, again, have shown that they can deal with the big boys. Burrito, one of the best teams in EU, and Viral is showing that they are hanging just as good as anyone else.
That's right.
And for this time, 2 points in a row.
They are going to be up 2-1 on Burrito here. These are the first 2 points they've captured since that very first point of the very first map back there on Jaguar Falls. Unbelievable. A little bit out of position right now. Does not have that shield available to him for another 2 seconds. Going to be able to get around the corner. Thiel not able to pick up the kill before that shield cooldown comes back up, and now he's got reinforcements.
But that was a very good play by Thiel. Just using, as a tank, so many of us, when we play tanks, think we just stand there on the point, right? Especially in casuals and ranked.
Not me.
Not me, man. No, not me either. But really, a lot of people who are new to this game think, okay, what is my role as a tank? A lot of times being aware, not necessarily of what's going on with the payload, but being aware of what's going on with your teammates. Using that Makoa hook, not just for offense, but to use it to defensively, to basically stop someone from killing one of your teammates can be just as valuable. And skillganon goes into the base and kills SunCommander.
YOLO, dude. Dropping that Dragon Punch in there. Obviously, he values the pick on his SunCommander or someone. Just trying to give his team that little bit of edge there, but he does go down, and we'll see if he's able to make it worth it.
Is that the most BM I think you could get? Like, just being
that
dragon
was-
punched like in
I
your
don't know,
base?
dude. I don't know
that should
about
be
that one.
that should be a haven. That should be a place of safety. Okay, you should not be able to get dragon punched in your base.
Nowhere is safe right now. They are trying to send a message. Laizy moving out, using this high sustain build with these blinks, running Flicker, running Reprieve there, so he will be able to heal up an Ice Block every time he blinks, including his Wormhole blinks back. He will be healing up every time, so he's just leveraging this. You're seeing him just able to heal up all by himself while staying in combat.
And he's just going for the poke. He goes in, one shot, goes back. That's it. He
There
just
it
wants
is.
the poke. And it's so good. It gives him an effective range much longer than he actually has, right? And that, I think, is one of the best aspects of what he's doing. Now, if he does blink into the wrong spot, he's going to basically have to blink back into a very bad spot as well.
Ooh, nice.
But that Troublemaker Eevee, I mean, why? That's what she's about. She's causing trouble.
Yep, just trying to get in there and disrupt here on the backline. Thiel now pressing forward here, trying to stop this for Team Viral. Laizy's still in the backline, still doing what Eevee do here, and this is exactly the type of disruption that is so important right now. We're heading into overtime, but the boys of Viral are distracted.
Yeah, and the Grok cannot team up with the Fernando. However, he is going to force some action onto Thiel, and Kamyker with a really nice disengage.
My God.
He's going to follow it up. KROADER is actually going to go ahead onto Bird as
Watch
well.
the disengage.
This is so close. It is coming down
There
to
it
the
is.
wire. There it is. What a successful push. It's 3-1.
Beautiful
What?
disengage there, keeping
You called it.
SunCommander away from the point, giving them that little extra window there to get that through, and now they're up 3-1, maybe looking to take a game off Burrito.
I got to tell you something. Cassie Bay is what I name my Cassie deck. So do you think he's
Really?
stolen my deck?
Hashtag downloaded rain day. Is
It's-
that what you run?
No, it is. I don't think I run Quiver 1. But I might run Quiver 2. I'm actually not sure what I run. I definitely don't run this. I definitely don't run Blast Shower, but this is actually interesting because we see him using that Blast Shot so often. Talk about Blast Shower in this build.
This blast shot has been buffed recently up to 450 damage, so it is a formidable source of Cassie's damage in her kit right now. So this is going to be a card I think we see come more into its own here.
Yeah.
Just getting that up more often is going to provide more burst damage.
And just for every enemy hit, it's going to be like that Grenadier card for
These are very
for
valuable.
Victor, essentially. So it's extremely valuable in that constant DPS and that point pressure. And there it is, Laizy just blinking into death. Definitely not what he had in mind. The Ghost Walk's going to help take away some of the damage,
Nice
and
blast.
a nice blast shot's going to help KROADER secure the kill onto Spunkki. There's Thiel. He's in trouble, though. The
Comes the
Turtle's
Tempest.
waddling away, and there it is. It looks like the Ying's getting displaced into a bad spot. That's a
Oh
double
my
kill for Kamyker.
Godlike
And he's
blast
going
shot.
crazy. This man cannot be stopped.
Yeah, just coming out with these super clean blast shots, hitting people around corners and stuff. It's not something you're used to having to deal with against the Cassie, but as blast shots becoming more part of her kit right now, a nice blizzard there. Gonna zone out somebody, but yeah, Cassie just showing a lot of pressure, even in that AoE regards.
And he's hitting shots mid-air in this
That's right.
fantastic way. We saw Laizy do it a little bit, but this is what Thiel needs to do. Look at this. Thiel is almost single-handedly taken down Cassie. That is what he needs to do. Now that Kamyker hiding behind the side, she's not doing that blast shot on any of Thiel's other teammates. He has done a successful job as a tank there, but Kamyker, he wants a little bit of revenge. He's going to go back in and hide again. Just because he's getting outpushed, he's not able to have as much of an impact on this fight. And therefore, Viral, they're not on the point anymore.
Yep, skillganon not able to connect onto that Dragon Punch there. And we've seen, just like you mentioned, as soon as Thiel zoned out, Kamyker, who's sitting on that 13 streak, doing work right now, picking him in,
There it
picking him
is!
off. When he's not on the table for a Viral, they're really falling apart. Their damage is just lacking.
And that is it. Thiel just feeling like he's reading our mind and going after KROADER as well. He's looking for the double kill, but
That
the Grok
healing.
healing totem, it's going to heal up that 600 damage from Makoa and put him actually topped off so that now Thiel, although he is chasing after Smutney, is going to look to try and get it, and the objective is captured, meanwhile, with that distraction by Burrito.
Yeah, so they're able to capture that one through here. Thiel on the high ground, in a bit of trouble right now, but they've kind of disregarded him for now. Just need to back up and regroup, Viral. You do not want to let this push snowball. And the reason I want to mention something Thiel's doing right now.
Sure.
The reason he spins around every time he hooks, when you hook somebody as Makoa, they end up in front of you at the end of the animation. So when he spins around, he is offering that person that he hooked to his team to be slaughtered on and followed up.
You could say he's offering it to his tribe, if one would have a tribe.
Yeah.
Like a voodoo tribe.
Perhaps.
Like if one,
Little
was
frog
like a
or a
prince.
snake, maybe?
Yeah, like a
A
frog.
snake?
Snake. All right. Well, I'm sure Black Magic would be happy to hear that. And look at this play by Thiel. Just putting him into a corner, putting him into a bad spot, saying, you're on timeout, buddy. Go back to base. I'm going to put you in this corner here, put the dunce cap on you, until you did a bad thing. And there it is. Double tap hurting, but he's still alive. And that, again, Thiel, I think, has been the guy to watch for for Burrito.
Yeah, hurts my heart, but Thiel going to drop there to KROADER. They're trying to get out of that shell shield and drop the hook, maybe do a little something to him. Bird is in a rough spot, but able to ult out using this ult. We can talk about this now. This is a very interesting ult. Like you
Really
mentioned
interesting.
previously, it does spawn a crystal on each one of your teammates, which you are able to interact with your movement ability, your dimensional shift. You can actually teleport to these, so just very, very mobile when her ultimate is up as Ying.
Yeah, and that healing, you just can't discount it. I mean, that's one form of healing that she's got with her clones, is Spunkky's trying to get back into the fight. But it's also just with the dimensional rift, the ability to have that healing from that ultimate as well.
You could bail a teammate out.
Yeah, and it could be like that thing that pushes it over the edge to being just a dramatic amount of healing that can actually out-heal damage coming onto you.
That's right. So not only good healing output, but mobility increase as well for Ying's ultimate there. Illusory Rift. All 5 members of Burrito now grouping up on the high ground, looking to push this one in.
And now Kamyker is the one to follow. If he can get taken down quickly, it's going to be good for Burrito. But if he somehow stays alive and is able to continue doing what he needs to do, that's the Bomb King ultimate as well. We see that coming in.
Oh, nice.
It's going to
Double
stun Kamyker, and it's going to get the double kill for Spunkky. He's going to go in, and now it looks like Smutney is in a bad place, caught in between a rock and a bomb, and that's SunCommander there, more like a grenade, taking down skillganon and Smutney as well. Unbelievable goes down. They want this push. They want to tie things up. The damage is too much now, and they do not have their team grouped up. This is going to be a successful push for Burrito to tie things up after being down 3-1.
Yeah, so swinging it up. It all comes down to this. This game and potentially this series will be decided on this next capture point for Burrito. They do not want to drop a game. I feel like it's almost a disgrace to their record and what they've done in the past, just coming out in their very first series, kind of dropping a game. They, as we mentioned, these Havens are on freaking line right now. 30% damage reduction across the board. The thing to note, though, is that this is going to prevent Kamyker from doing what he do.
It's really going to stop the damage. I mean, Cassie hits for, what, 650, 700?
700.
700 each shot. And so you're taking 30% less of that. That's a lot. That's going to put her into, if she was a 3-shot range for someone with 2,000 health, it's going to be more 4, 5-shot range, right? That's going to be maybe even a 6-shot. That is nuts in terms of the increasing the time to kill that Kamyker has, even though the bonus damage is still going to be effective. So keeping him relevant, it's still going to be a lot harder of a task for every single member of Team Burrito.
That's right. Laizy going to be the first one put in the dirt. Here comes Immortal, I feel like, for the first time right now, having an impact, keeping all of his teammates alive. Grenades coming out from SunCommander onto the high ground, but Thiel in the Ancient Rage not going to go down without a fight. skillganon on the backside with that Dragon Punch, going to take him out.
And there it is, skillganon getting focused by the Victor. He's looking for one. Oh, he can't get it. And that's the finish. Here it is. Oh, in the air. The anti-air coming out from Victor's going to take down KROADER in the air. SunCommander doing work for his squad. And it has just been so strong, however, for the follow-up from Team Viral that despite those great plays, they are not on the point and they are not being able to finish this off. It is anybody's game. This capture point is going to make sure whoever goes forward or they keep this game alive. This is what it's all about.
Beautiful freaking barrage coming out from SunCommander, splitting targets, splitting pressure right now. Double kill for him. This is where Burrito is starting to shine. These high pressure moments, they're used to these. This is when it counts for them, and now Viral's starting to fall apart.
And Grok had no chance of staying alive there. Spunkky's going to clean up too, and now the zone begins. I believe that there is a very, very small chance for the team of Viral to get back onto this point. There's only one that might have an opportunity to do so, but it doesn't look like they've been able to make their way there yet, and that's going to be the final kill and the final objective. The game, the set goes to Burrito, but well played by Team Viral, and I've got to be honest, and I'm sure you agree, Nick, that this was an excellent match to watch. Burrito, although they are the top dogs, qualified first, and were able to showcase over the last 6 months being at DreamHack and being the best, one of the best teams in Europe, that they know how to play, that they've got a consistent history and time together to be able to be one of these elite teams. Team Viral has stepped in on their first moment in the champion circuit and all of a sudden said, hey, we can play too. You won right now. You won, but you won 3-3. You didn't win 3-1. Okay, we know how to how to counter you. Yeah. We know this is just 3 games they've played. They're going to play these guys throughout the champion circuit every weekend, it seems like, or every other weekend. So there's going to be a lot more of these two teams going heads up, and it's going to be really interesting seeing how everybody ends up countering each other.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point, I think, because up until this point, it was that open bracket style where it's really just the top 2 teams clashing head-to-head. And for a while, that was District 69 and Burrito. They've been so far ahead of the pack for so long. They're the only ones that kind of know each other, that consistently play each other, figuring each other out. That's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing each other a lot more often, having the chance to figure them out.
And there's a new tier that's created, and I love the champion circuit, being able to pit not only 2, but 4 teams together to battle it out each weekend and really start to know each other. I think we're going to see a lot less of the top 2 and more of this interchanging between just who got the better picks.
Yeah.
Who is able to do it, because these teams are both now going to be all taking it at a very professional, serious level, because Hi-Rez Expo is on the line.
That's right. The drafting is going to become a big part of that. We saw the quintuple, triple Havens coming out right now. Everyone on Burrito had that level 3 Haven. They were able to kind of just do so much mitigation. And teams are going to have to start adjusting to this. They're going to have to spread out their champion pools. Everyone's going to have to learn to play a little bit of both right now, because you can't afford to put all your eggs in one basket like we've had to in the past.
Absolutely. So moving on, we do have the finals of the results here. We saw Burrito take all 3 games. And it is going to be a clean sweep for them, and that's going to put them 1-0 up in terms of the standings. And that is always a good thing to do in terms of starting off. But where will they end? Let's see. I believe they have another game today.
That is correct. They do have the doubleheader available for them. They took the 3-0 sweep over Team Viral there, but their next matchup will be against Kings of the North.
Yeah, and Kings of the North coming in, and they are what was previously Spawn Killed, I believe. Or maybe I'm getting that incorrect.
Spawn Killed is an NA team.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So then definitely wasn't previously Spawn Killed. But Kings of the North going to be
around for a minute.
Yeah, they were around. And they have, I think I'm really excited to see how they've transitioned. Team Viral really impressed me in this first round. And I'm really excited to see, Burrito come in against a newer team as well.
Yeah.
The less established of the teams besides D69, and see how they work.
Yeah. So that 3-0 for Viral really not speaking to how well they played today. Obviously, they took a lot of points off of Burrito in those. So we have that next match up for you shortly there. And
yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Remember to follow the giveaway and enter into that Gleam giveaway. We're giving away 2 Founders Packs. We'll be doing giveaways every weekend here to make sure you guys keep it locked and enjoy yourselves. And stay tuned. We'll be back with Set 2, Burrito versus Kings of the North, coming up next.